What's up, ambitious immigrants? Today I'd like to talk to you about the 4 levels of understanding for success at work, at school, and in life. My name is Christian Mutabs and I'm a Congolese American. And on this channel I cover many topics, some having to do with personal development and some other having to do with personal finance. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on anything. It doesn't matter what you know. What matters is what you remember when you need it. Most of us as students, as professionals, and even when we go to church, most of the time, we don't remember much. So the first level of understanding is amnesia. Amnesia means that you did not remember anything. And the way we get there is when we're not taking notes and there is no way to review the content that was shared with us, we'll have amnesia. So we will not remember most of it. So you may have understood the information, but now you forget everything about it. And whether it's at work, at school, just remember things you were taught back when you were in school. Sometimes it feels like I paid so much money to understand so much materials, read so many books, but I don't remember most of it. And I go to these meetings and it seems like a waste of time because I don't remember most of it. The second level of understanding is recognition. Recognition means you recognize the information. Somebody may talk to you about something they shared with you at church, at work. Oh yes, I recognize that. It's coming back to me. But most of the time you've forgotten a lot of that information. So here is how your brain works. After a day, you forget 50% of what you learn. After a week, you forget 90% of what you learn, and after 3 weeks, 95% of the information is gone. Now, the unfortunate thing is that this is what we get when we have this illusion of knowing, and most people operate at this level where they don't remember the information, but they have this impression of knowing, and they go to an exam and fail. They go to a meeting and can't recall a concept that they read about. So you took a bunch of books, read, but you don't remember the information when you need it. So that's recognition. And we don't want to operate at the amnesia level or the recognition level. The third level of understanding is recall. And that's where we want to operate. At this level, you're basically able to be asked a question and give the answer. Not just recognize the answer that was given, but give the answer. So level 1 was amnesia, you don't remember anything. Number 2, yeah, I recognize this. It looks like it's a movie I've watched before, right? But if somebody asks you to tell the story, what was the story about? You don't remember. Level 3, you actually recall what it was all about. Your brain is efficient. It tries to get rid of useless information. Just think about if every heartache you went through, every disappointment was memorized so vividly that every day you felt it at the same intensity. That would be so tough for you, right? So what happens is your brain slowly but surely tries to get rid of old memories and old knowledge unless you show it that it's important. Now, the way you're able to make sure that you don't forget that information ever is to review 3 times. So if you review 3 times, 90% of what you've reviewed will stay in your brain for a lifetime. You won't have to try hard. It's just going to be there. You're going to be like a human library. So that's where I want you to operate. Somebody who can just learn a concept and memorize instead of learning so many concepts and a month later they don't even remember anything. So the way you'll be able to memorize it is that first you review after 1 day, then you review after 3 days. By that time, you'll remember 50% of the information. Then you review after 1 week. By then, you'll be able to remember for almost a lifetime 90% of the information. And if you're very ambitious and you'd like to remember most of it, after 3 weeks, you review the information again. Then you'll remember almost around 95% of that. So when you're studying as a student, you have an exam coming up in a month or even a week, just remember that process, right? I've studied today and I feel like I know the material well. But if I don't review that at least twice, in 1 week, I'll forget more, almost everything, 80 to 90% of it. So the review part is important. Now, when it comes to reviewing, the trick here is to turn things into questions. What are the 4 levels of understanding? So it's not just rereading or rewatching the video, but it's asking the question so that that information stays in your brain. For everything that we've ever covered, just think about what is the question you can ask and then what is the answer to that. So that's the question will be the cue. So it's almost like the sticker. and the answer will be the information that will be stored in your brain. And because you keep asking your brain, what is the answer, your brain will figure out that this is something that's important. Let me not delete this. So your brain is like this computer, very efficient, and will delete everything that you don't use. If you don't use it, you lose it. And it's as simple as that. The fourth level of understanding is application. So the obvious thing is, if you want to become a great master, you want to apply what you learn. So you read a book, always ask yourself, how can I use this knowledge to improve my life? How can I use this knowledge to change my behavior? How can I use this knowledge to change my thoughts? So if you use that and ask yourself questions and find ways to change your habits, your routine, and the way you look at the world and apply in your life, you're going to be able to achieve greater and greater goals over time. So you'll be able to get more money, to be more successful, because in the end, the difference between people who are rich and not rich, who are successful and not successful, is not necessarily about the knowledge, but it's about the application of that knowledge. So if you end up applying that knowledge, as simple as it may seem, you'll just start seeing results. And from then on, everything becomes possible. If you found this video useful, please make sure to share it with friends, families, and anybody who's a student of anything. Please make sure to subscribe to this channel to make sure you don't miss out on anything, and make sure to also press the like button if you like this video. Thanks again for watching, and see you next time.